In the 1600s, the clergy were some of the most educated men in the world. If these markers were in public locations, certainly there existed members of the Vatican who could have figured it out. Sure, Langdon said, if they had known about the markers. But they didn't. And they never noticed them because the Illuminati designed them in such a way that clerics would never suspect what they were. They used a method known in symbology as dissimulation. Camouflage. Langdon was impressed. You know the term. Dissimulatione, she said. Nature's best defense. Try spotting a trumpet fish floating vertically in seagrass. Okay, Langdon said. The Illuminati used the same concept. They created markers that faded into the backdrop of ancient Rome. They couldn't use ambigrams or scientific symbology because it would be far too conspicuous, so they called on an Illuminati artist, the same anonymous prodigy who had created their ambigrammatic symbol Illuminati, and they commissioned him to carve 4 sculptures. Illuminati sculptures? Yes, sculptures with 2 strict guidelines. First, the sculptures had to look like the rest of the artwork in Rome. Artwork that the Vatican would never suspect belonged to the Illuminati. Religious art. Langdon nodded, feeling a tinge of excitement, talking faster now. And the second guideline was that the 4 sculptures had to have very specific themes. Each piece needed to be a subtle tribute to one of the 4 elements of science. 4 elements? Vittoria said. There are over 100. Not in the 1600s, Langdon reminded her. Early alchemists believed the entire universe was made up of only 4 substances: earth, air, fire, and water. The early cross, Langdon knew, was the most common symbol of the 4 elements: 4 arms representing earth, air, fire, and water. Beyond that, though, there existed literally dozens of symbolic occurrences of earth, air, fire, and water throughout history: the Pythagorean cycles of life, the Chinese Hong Fan, the Jungian male and female rudiments, the quadrants of the zodiac. Even the Muslims revered the 4 ancient elements. Although in Islam they were known as squares, clouds, lightning, and waves. For Langdon, though, It was a more modern usage that always gave him chills. The Mason's four mystic grades of absolute initiation: earth, air, fire, and water. Vittoria seemed mystified. So this Illuminati artist created 4 pieces of art that looked religious, but were actually tributes to earth, air, fire, and water? Exactly, Langdon said, quickly turning up via Sentinel toward the archives. The pieces blended into the sea of religious artwork all over Rome. By donating the artwork anonymously to specific churches and then using their political influence, the Brotherhood facilitated placement of these 4 pieces in carefully chosen churches in Rome. Each piece, of course, was a marker, subtly pointing to the next church, where the next marker awaited. It functioned as a trail of clues disguised as religious art. If an Illuminati candidate could find the first church in the marker for earth, he could follow it to air, and then to fire, and then to water, and finally to the Church of Illumination. Vittoria was looking less and less clear. And this has something to do with catching the Illuminati assassin? Langdon smiled as he played his ace. Oh, yes. The Illuminati called these 4 churches by a very special name. The Altars of Science. Vittoria frowned. I'm sorry, that means no. She stopped short. L'alter di scienza? She exclaimed. The Illuminati assassin. He warned that the cardinals would be virgin sacrifices on the altars of science. Langdon gave her a smile. 4 cardinals. 4 churches. The 4 altars of science. She looked stunned. You're saying the 4 churches where the cardinals will be sacrificed are the same 4 churches that mark the ancient path of illumination? I believe so, yes. But why would the killer have given us that clue? Why not? Langdon replied. Very few historians know about these sculptures. Even fewer believe they exist. And their locations have remained secret for 400 years. No doubt the Illuminati trusted the secret for another 5 hours. Besides, the Illuminati don't need their path of illumination anymore. Their secret lair is probably long gone anyway. They live in the modern world. They meet in bank boardrooms, eating clubs, Private golf courses.